Another real estate bubble, another real estate crash. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up and strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today as the real estate market found itself in yet another bubble. Yet somehow, this time was going to be different. Remember that one? This time is different, Scott. The last bubble was due to loose lending. Well, you're right. This one is different. It's worse. Bigger bubble, bigger blowback. We are just getting started. We are just warming up. But one thing that's clearly clear is we've identified the biggest bubble ever produced in world history, artificially produced with no organic growth, market manipulation due to dumping trillions of dollars into our economy and overheating the biggest asset class in the world, the U.S. housing market. How does that sustain itself, friends? I'm waiting. Leave it in the comments below. It can't. That's how it sustains itself. It can't. So we're seeing the reverse course. Like I said, when you see overnight appreciation and never seen before highs stall and start to reverse course, that is identifying the top of the biggest bubble ever produced in history. And that should have people's attention, but it doesn't. Why, you ask? I'm about to tell you. Because they don't understand booms and busts in the markets, and specifically the housing market. How do I know that, you ask? Because that was me in the last bubble. I remember people warning, this is a bubble. Very few people warning, but there was a few, and I ignored it. I didn't heed to their warnings. Like I said, as a trained, or like I'm about to say, as a trained salesman, once people make up their mind to buy, they're buying. The sky could be falling, they're still going to buy. Once you get that pre-approval or pre-qualification letter in your hand and you've been approved to go buy a house, floodgates are open. It takes a lot to stop somebody. Hopefully here at this channel, and I've spoken with many of you. Thank you, Scott. We sold at the top. Thank you, Scott. We got on the sidelines. Thank you, Scott. You were right. This thing couldn't sustain itself. You are welcome. It's been my honor and my privilege to serve you guys. Like I've always said, I'll put people's needs before my own in this real estate bubble, even as somebody who benefits from this real estate bubble being produced and benefited greatly even while I was putting people on the sidelines. Now, we're going to examine property. Shocking, of course, because we got to have a little shock effect in our videos to add a little bit of shock value. And as a real estate guy, let me just tell you, it's walked on many open houses, held tons of open houses from mansions to mobile homes to properties like we're about to look at today, where I was like, whew, what am I doing on this property? This is going to be horrible. Like having to tour people through this home, to have other agents try to walk in and preview the home. Insanity. Insane. In the perfect world, you want to be like in a staged, unoccupied home with a lockbox on the door where you can come and go as you please and do these showings, light and breezy. Picture. See, in a house, when we're selling it, you always want the person to picture themselves living in the house. It's hard to do that when someone else is living in the house and it doesn't show. It's best. So, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, is the definition of insanity. This property, along with every other property pretty much in America, did this before. It got itself into a real estate bubble and it reversed course. It's doing it again. So this time is going to be exactly like last time, potentially worse. We're at the front end of the correction, tail end of a health crisis, a lockdown, and overstimulation of the world's biggest asset class, the U.S. housing market. So let's go ahead and roll this property. Then we'll meet back here to wrap it up. Let's get started. All right, buckle up and strap in. Roll up your windows, lock your doors. We're heading into Compton, Los Angeles County. Now let's bring up our crash map, courtesy of our good friends over at Zillow. Now let's make our way onto the property. And here we go, a house in a dense neighborhood of Los Angeles. A lot of crime, a lot of gangs in this area. And as we can see, somebody does not care how the property shows. Probably tenant occupied, a renter, which we're going to look into those numbers here shortly. But clearly, this is not a house people are going to be beating down the door to come by. Clearly, this is not a FOMO factory. Clearly, this is not professional staging. Clearly, our house is a disaster. Well, the house doesn't show well, but maybe the description will win us over. Great starter home for first-time home buyer. Home is currently being used as a 3-bedroom and 2 bathrooms. Small private backyard to entertain friends and family. Security gated private 2-car parking area. Well, at least it has a security gate because we're probably gonna need it. Let's keep reading. All right, today's property has a mid-range value range of around $459,000, which is in fact exactly where they're priced at. Unfortunately, today's property doesn't show well, which means it should have came on the lower end of its value range. And as we can see here, they started out at $480,000 and are just going through the first of what I anticipate to be many price reductions before they finally get themselves sold. But wait, there's more. And here we go, friends. In the last real estate bubble of the '08 era, it took a 50% price reduction when it last sold. Now it's headed to do the same exact thing again. If you were to give them today's asking price, your payment would be around $2,700 a month to own this home. If you were to try to rent this home, it would only collect $2,400 a month, which puts this property in a complete desperate situation. There is no way this one will sell for anything close to their list price. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. So what'd you guys think? You want to move to Compton? Can I interest you a house in Compton, California, Los Angeles? Whew. Skid Row nearby, all the dangers that you might want and excitement in life. Now, I mean, you couldn't pay me to live in Compton, and most people living in Compton didn't put that as their forever home destination. They're living there not because they want to, because they have to. They've found themselves in Compton, making the best of it. And listen, I get it. And like I said, I've held open houses in Southern California, not too far, a few hours from where that house was before, with tenant occupied, disasters, pit bulls on the property, everything. And I'm like, how am I supposed to show this house? I remember when I started in real estate, worked for a big time broker. I don't care what it is, Scott, mansion, mobile home, get out there, hold the open house, do tours. I never forget. I never forget. There's this one that keeps coming to mind. But this is the seriousness of this bubble, friends. This house, and many just like it, in the last real estate boom, the '08 era, it did the exact same thing. It got euphoric. And this is an area. This is a clear indicator that we're in a real estate bubble, because when an area like this sees appreciation rates like we just saw, something's very broken. In the last era, it had a 50% haircut. When it sold, somebody bought and then it got sold at a 50% haircut. It's going to do it again, guaranteed. If a sucker buys this house right now, even close to where they're listed at, I predict within a year or two, they're back on the market at 50% below where it's currently priced at. Listen, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. What goes up must come down. Anytime the real estate market exhibits bubble behavior, they've crashed 100% of the time. So anybody that tells me, an industry guy, that this time is different, and there's plenty of people out there trying to tell me it's different, that this time will be different. Now they can't deny it. Oh, well, maybe a correction, but no crash. That's what they're hanging on to now, right? You see that, right? So I have to politely disagree. I've done this before. I'm not going to do it again expecting a different result. It's all playing out all over again. Booms and bust in the markets. We've always had them. We always will. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understanding the biggest artificially created housing bubble ever produced in world history couldn't sustain itself. The dust is settling. There is blowback, and we're about to pay the piper. We examined a property today that had no business getting euphoric in their property values. It did. That's a bad look for real estate. Buckle up and strap in. Save your cash for the crash. Save it for a rainy day. Save it for whatever you need to save it for. But this one does play out, and I'm going to be here protecting you every step of the way, because it's not only what you need, it's in fact what you deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation, ready to assist you. It would be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I think you're really going to love the next video coming into your screen. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience I really hope you use. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.